The new icy glazed apple fritter. Finally, there's a way to turn your coffee into a dipping sauce. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
How many letters? 5 letters. Just think about what am I doing right now? Smile. Smile? Uh-huh. This is so easy.
Indulgent chocolate with a luscious caramel filling. With love from San Francisco. Ghirardelli Caramel Squares. Try new white chocolate caramel squares.
Even the smallest surprise can make the biggest memories. Big enough to last a lifetime. Kinder Joy. Treat plus joy. A little surprise goes a long way.
Our new house is amazing. Great street, huge yard.
There is a bit of an issue with our neighbor's fencing. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save even more.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Verizon 5G is here with a coverage of 5G nationwide and in more cities, the unprecedented performance of ultra-wideband. This is the 5G America's been waiting for, only from Verizon.
You've always been my center. Someday I'll remind you that you will always be just that.
Show her your love is unstoppable. In-store, online, or by virtual consultation. Only at K Jewelers.
Next on TNT. Oh, I will have my revenge. Winter is coming. You and Dobby will get whooped. It's the most anticipated Dynamite yet. The two best wrestlers on the planet. The biggest match in AEW Dynamite history. AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite. Next on TNT.
April. The general became a slave. A slave who became a gladiator. A gladiator who defied an emperor. A striking story. Now that people want to know how the story ends, only a famous death will do. What could be more glorious than to challenge the Emperor himself in the great arena? You would fight me?
you think I'm afraid?
I think you've been afraid all your life.
I'm not Maximus the Invincible, who knows no fear.
I knew a man who once said death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back.
I wonder, did your friend smile at his own death?
You must not. He was your father.
You loved my father, I know.
And so did I.
That makes us brothers, doesn't it? Smile for me now. Strap on his armor. Conceal the wound.
AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT live reactions, play live right here on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. As always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag AEW, hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag WWE NXT. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. Tonight, winner is coming in AEW. However, on NXT, it is go home for WWE NXT TakeOver War Games. That is this Sunday on the WWE Network. Hopefully, you'll tune back in live right here on YouTube. This coming Sunday for more live reactions, play-by-play, as I'll have live reactions of WWE NXT TakeOver War Games 2020 this upcoming Sunday night. However, tonight, as for the most part, AEW has a stacked card. WWE NXT. Last I checked, of course, just got off of YouTube here, live streaming the Ravens-Steelers game that just went final within the past hour. That Pittsburgh won by 5, 19-14, getting the Steelers to 11-0. NXT might have announced a few more matches and/or segments since I last updated my notes here. But for the most part, AEW has a stacked card for a full entire show. And with WWE NXT on the day that Pat Patterson passed away, rest in peace, Pat Patterson, after he passed away early this morning after a battle with cancer. They only have, from what I know, obviously things could have changed since, I just haven't been notified. NXT only has a Shotzi Blackheart, Raquel Gonzalez singles match. That'll be a ladder match with an War Games advantage for the women's War Games match on Sunday at TakeOver War Games. And we'll get more into WWE NXT TakeOver War Games throughout the night. But AEW Dynamite winner is coming this December the 2nd, 2020. Hopefully everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Last week, the Steelers, regardless of when they play the Ravens, beat them twice this year. Whether the games on Thanksgiving this past Sunday, Tuesday last night, or even a Wednesday afternoon. Middle of week here in 2020, for the hell of it, the Steelers are still winners at 11-0, so Baltimore are going home at 6-5. But tonight on AEW, we will have the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega after the cleaner himself defeated Hangman Adam Page, who's in tonight's Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, with MJF, Wardlow, of course, who are now in the Inner Circle, as well. Chris Jericho, Le Champion himself, taking on Frankie Kazarian for the first time ever. So, a few good matches. We also got a tag team match with Darby Allin, your new current TNT champion in AEW, alongside Cody Rhodes, the man he defeated at AEW Full Gear last month, as they'll take on Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs of Team Taz after Hobbs turned heel just recently. But the big one, it's going to be Mox and Omega after Omega defeated Hangman to become the new #1 contender at AEW Full Gear. What a pay-per-view that was. Arguably AEW's best pay-per-view to date. I said that heading on into the pay-per-view, previewing it the day of during some college football live reactions play the day almost a month ago now. Moxley defeated Eddie Kingston that night, retained his title. Now tonight, a few weeks later, about to defend that title in tonight's main event that we could see some overrun past 10 o'clock in a few short hours. It'll be Moxley and Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Once again, Britt Baker is going to take on legit Leia Hirsch. Tag team division, don't know what's up with that right now. With Young Bucks as your current tag champs, nothing advertised for them this evening with the Young Bucks, FTR, and Top Flight in the mix at the top of the tag team division, I should say right now. We did just see Pac return, so the Death Triangle is in fact back with Pac and the Lucha Brothers, of course, formerly known as Neville in the WWE. So Eddie Kingston no longer in charge of the Lucha Brothers. He's got his own little faction with the Butcher Blade. So we could get Trios Championship at some point down the road with these three-man tag teams in All Elite Wrestling. we'll see what's going on with Lance Archer, with Jake the Snake, who I know was close with Pat Patterson. But Archer's been involved with both Pac and Kingston as of late, so maybe Archer gets a team of his own, potentially two up-and-comers that AEW has on their radar to align themselves with Lance Archer, and then you got yourself a triple threat for a potential Trios Championship in AEW. But it's going to be Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title. Chris Jericho and Frankie Kazarian for the first time ever, as they've never faced off before. Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes in a tag team match versus Starks and Hobbs. The Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal that, of course, MJF won this time a year ago. Got himself a title opportunity. He's now in the Inner Circle. In the meantime, opening video package for AEW All Elite Wrestling. Winter is coming tonight. It's a bit chilly. We've got snow on the ground here where I'm at. Below freezing with some fire. AEW Dynamite winter is coming. Jacksonville, Florida, at Daly's Place, right outside of Tay Bank Field, home of the Jags. The war begins tonight. I believe Omega is going to become AEW World Heavyweight Champion this evening. If not, it's going to be an interference from either Hangman Page or someone else. But it seems like the AEW Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal will kick things off. There's Miro, ringside, Scorpio Sky, MJF and Wardlow. MJF, of course, won this time last year. It seems like this is going to be a once-a-year occurrence. There's Matt Sydal, of course, formerly known as Evan Bourne. Private Party in this as well. Kip Sabian of the Twitch tag team with Miro, Sean Spears, ringside. There's Matt Hardy in this as well. The Dark Order, Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, who I at this point in time do not see for some reason. I don't know where he's at. Maybe he'll come out late and end up just winning the whole goddamn thing. MJF, in the meantime, they do a split video package with live feed. MJF cutting a promo with Wardlow, of course, his bodyguard, because that's all he's done. And then Sammy Guevara, a partner of his now in the Inner Circle. We also got Sammy Guevara in this, along with Matt Hardy, Private Party, Dark Order, Matt Sydal, Scorpio Sky, and Sean Spears. Those are your, along with everyone else that I mentioned off, MJF, Wardlow, Miro, Kip Sabian, Orange Cassidy, Hangman, Guevara, Hardy, Private Party, Dark Order, Sydal, Scorpio Sky, and Sean Spears. Those are your participants in this Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale, in which you'll receive a Dynamite Diamond that MJF, of course, won last year, and then I believe he lost it. They sort of did away with it, but MJF's, of course, got his push since then, up until just recently. And he's now in the Inner Circle, but then for the most part, that's it for AEW. So they should give Mox and Omega, you would think, at least probably a half hour. We got, in memory of, rest in peace for Pat Patterson, kicking off WWE NXT this evening. AEW does not do that tonight. Maybe at some point throughout the show. But we'll see if we can sing along to some Judas karaoke style for Pat later on tonight during Jericho's match with Frankie Kazarian, as they pay homage to the late great Pat Patterson, who passed away at the age of 79 earlier today after a battle with cancer. And as mentioned earlier in first stream today, did not know that he had cancer by any means, did not know he was sick. He's been backstage and on TV up until as of late. So, like I said earlier, it was a little bit of a shock, honestly, when I saw that around, what time was that this morning? It was before lunchtime. I know that for a fact, but I'd have to say news broke probably around 9 or 10 this morning that Pat Patterson passed away as they show this video package for him. He's the first ever Intercontinental Champion. He created the Royal Rumble match. See him here with a lot of the current and former superstars in the business. Picture with him side by side with Dusty, DX, Pat Patterson singing his karaoke, as he was the first openly gay professional wrestler in his time. Great in-ring competitor, knew what the hell he was talking about. Was one of Vince's stooges with Austin. There's him with Mean Gene. I'm sure they're all looking down. But this is nice for WWE to do this. Him and Vince, outside of Vince, you don't see backstage. In memory of Pat Patterson, 1941 to 2020, who passed away at the age of 79 earlier this morning. And Triple H front and center with William Regal and Shawn Michaels with the rest of the NXT. There's Ciampa, Balor, Priest, the rest of the NXT roster up on the stage. I'm sure Jim Ross will say a line at some point tonight if he hasn't already. But an even better behind-the-scenes talent for the company, guiding the way to the future, and for what we know WWE as it is today. So, Pat Patterson dead, passing away at the age of 79 earlier today. So they pay homage to him. Now the opening video package for WWE NXT. Come TakeOver on Sunday. We'll have the Undisputed Era versus Pat McAfee and the boys in the men's War Games match. Team Shotzi versus Team Candice LeRae on the women's side. We'll get more into both of those in a second, as NXT is now officially underway as well. This AEW Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale, though, still going strong. Damian Priest in the ring on NXT. He's going to kick things off tonight. We'll see what he's going to be doing. Hashtag AEW, hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag WWE NXT when you share on social media, as always. But, NXT really didn't announce a whole lot from what I had saw. Johnny Gargano going to be on commentary with Vic Joseph and Bad News Wade Barrett. Kevin Owens was on commentary last Wednesday on Thanksgiving Eve. We got Hangman over the top by Matt Hardy. So fans not happy about that. We'll see who ends up winning this Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. As we got some college basketball on in the meantime too. We saw earlier Texas defeat North Carolina in the Maui. Penn State game-winning 3 to defeat the VCU Rams right here in Happy Valley. As time expired, buzzer beater. Leon Ruff coming to the ring. It'll be Leon Ruff, Johnny Gargano, and Damian Priest Sunday on a triple threat for the NXT North American Championship after Ruff became the new NXT North American champion a few weeks back, defeating Johnny Gargano on NXT TV. But now we got Gonzaga and West Virginia in college basketball at the half. We still have Baylor and Illinois still to come, as mentioned earlier in the earlier stream. A lot of good basketball and college basketball going on right now, with, of course, the NBA and hockey to return over the next month or so. But a flashback to earlier today, network exclusive for the WWE NXT. Damian Priest and I believe Santos Escobar. So maybe Priest is going to be, for some reason, getting the cruiserweight title picture, or if Priest takes it off of Ruff or Gargano, whoever the champion is after Sunday. We'll have Ruff go to the cruiserweights, and then Priest and Gargano continue to fight for the NXT North American title. Meantime, it's going to be a tag team match, actually. All right, it's going to be Damian Priest and Leon Ruff against Legado del Fantasma in tag team action and get us kick-started on WWE NXT this evening. The go-home before NXT TakeOver War Games on Sunday. Miro's going to win this Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal and get himself the World Heavyweight Championship opportunity, it looks like. Miro just cleaning shop right now. We got Wardlow, MJF, and Sammy Guevara in the corner. Miro staring down. Who the hell is that? Jungle Boy? Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Luke Perry's son, as good old JR would say. So Miro being taken down now by a few members of the Inner Circle with MJF, Wardlow, and Sammy Guevara, but Miro knocks them all over. Miro now staring down Wardlow. Miro's going to win this. Good for Rusev. It's Miro Day, so happy Rusev Miro Day to everyone. Back and forth now with the right hands with Miro and Wardlow, who they haven't done a goddamn thing with, other than having be MJF's bodyguard. Miro with a left knee, now a right knee. Big right hand. Another big right hand from the Brute from Bulgaria. Now the Inner Circle holding down Miro. He's going to eliminate all three of them at once. Yeah, Miro just got clotheslined. All right, on the reversal. Wardlow might win this. You know, and then you have MJF and Wardlow as your two Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal winners. Miro over the top rope. And Miro, Rusev's been eliminated. Miro's been eliminated. But you got Jungle Boy still in there with MJF, Wardlow, and Sammy Guevara. So Jungle Boy's probably going to win this. Or if they're planning on having, of course, MJF win it 2 years in a row, okay, so be it. Right knee from Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara almost eliminated. Or maybe the Inner Circle wins it and then they pick somebody moving forward to be the clear-cut winner to get a title shot. Super kick from Sammy. Sammy over the top rope once again. Kick from Jungle Boy. MJF from behind. Jungle Boy MJF eliminating both Sammy Guevara and Jungle Boy. So now it's down to Wardlow and MJF, and Wardlow from behind. Wardlow's going to turn on MJF here. Tag, no. MJF thinking he's won. No, there's two left. They go to Tully Blanchard in the crowd. Oh, Orange Cassidy was eliminated, they say. So Orange Cassidy's playing ringside this whole time. So Wardlow just exited but didn't eliminate himself. Brings Orange Cassidy back in the ring. And then Orange Cassidy throws Wardlow into MJF. Wardlow holding on, trying not to eliminate each other. Orange punch from Orange Cassidy. Another orange punch, both to Wardlow and MJF. Third one, this one's to Wardlow, and then Wardlow going to be eliminated over the top rope. So it's down to Orange Cassidy and MJF. Okay, so there's two winners. So MJF along with Orange Cassidy both win. Why you have two winners? Makes no sense. It's a battle royal. Makes no sense to have two winners. Oh, they're going to have a singles match now next week. All right. So, Miro coming out with Sabian and Penelope Ford all mad. as best friends are in the ring with Orange Cassidy celebrating. So next week on AEW, it'll be Orange Cassidy and MJF for the Dynamite Diamond, along with all the cash that comes with it. Crush, says Miro, the best friends. Chucky T and Trent Beretta. Got some fans down in Jacksonville. So next week on AEW, we'll have a singles match for the Dynamite Diamond with Orange Cassidy and MJF. So they keep it going. You have 2 winners tonight, and you keep this story going for a little bit. But winner is coming tonight on AEW, so they say. Good old JR, Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone on the call. Tonight's main event will be Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And I have a very strong feeling Omega is going to become champion. I just do. But as mentioned a little bit ago, not going to be shocked if somebody comes out and interferes and costs them the matches, potentially set up something moving forward. But Moxley's been champion since February, okay? A good 10 months. It's December now. So give the title to Omega, have him hold it entering 2021, and then on into next year. So we got a tag team match with Darby and Cody, as mentioned, up against Starks and Hobbs. Up next, though, Chris Jericho and Frank Kazarian for the first time ever, so to say. I don't know if they've ever faced off by any means in singles competition. I don't think they have, honestly, because Jericho's been in WWE for how long? Up until, of course, just coming to AEW when they started everything up. So SCU, SoCal Uncensored, Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian. Scorpio Sky's sort of off on his own now. He was in that Battle Royal, of course, that win. We've got a time limit on this match. It'll be Frank Kazarian with hair, returning post lockdown once they have been full go in Jacksonville at Daly's place. Returning, I believe, at Double or Nothing or right before or right after with hair. So it's Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian, of course, as SCU, but it's going to be Chris Jericho and Frank Kazarian up next in singles competition on AEW Dynamite. We've got commercial breaks now on both AEW and NXT. Split screen, though, on NXT with this tag team match with Leon Ruff and Damian Priest. They'll do battle against Johnny Gargano in a triple threat match come Sunday for the NXT North American title at War Games. They're taking on Legado del Fantasma right now. So we'll see what's going on with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship as well. But as mentioned, Sunday, NXT TakeOver War Games. Hopefully tune in and watch those live reactions play. If not, your loss, not mine. We got the Undisputed Era. Of course, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong taking on Pat McAfee and the boys, who have the advantage after last week's War Games advantage ladder match that we're also going to get tonight for the women with Shotzi Blackheart and Raquel Gonzalez, as it's Team Shotzi versus Team Candice LeRae. Shotzi, of course, on her own team, captain, with Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, and another to-be-determined opponent. We'll find out who that is potentially tonight. But then it's Team Candice LeRae with Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, who's been her sidekick for quite some time. And then Toni Storm, who turned heel just recently after returning about 2 months ago now at TakeOver 31. And now our next TakeOver event on Sunday, TakeOver War Games. But it's going to be Undisputed Era and Pat McAfee and the boys with the advantage. Danny Burch, Ernie Lorcan, of course, Pete Dunne as well. Entering last in the War Games on Sunday. Team Shotzi and Team Candice LeRae with those participants as mentioned. And then Leon Ruff versus Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest in an NXT North American Championship Triple Threat match. A strap match. I get everyone copies each other all the time now anyway. It is what it is. We just had a dog collar match, which is sort of the same. And I believe AEW, along with NXT's done strap matches before, as it is anyway. But it'll be Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes after they did battle and have been doing battle since before and then even at NXT TakeOver Halloween Havoc, right before Halloween, end of October, a little over a month ago now. But come Sunday, it'll be Lumis and Grimes, Trevor Lee, of course, in a strap match at War Games. We'll see what's going on with Kushida and Timothy Thatcher with his wrestling class that he's been giving. And then, as mentioned, with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. But here comes your demo god with Champion himself, Chris Jericho, and why the hell not? We always sing along to Judas, so might as well do it once again tonight, as we'll slide on into the final month of the year before 2020 wraps up. Hopefully everyone's staying safe. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Jericho's got a Painmaker collection now. So he's branching off and once again doing his own little thing. Kudos to him. What if I become now that I betray everyone I've ever pushed the wrong way? I'll be the same to the Judas in my mind. Someday I'll be the same. My life, I become. Judas in my mind. Jericho wants them to do it again because, of course, when we still had fans, it was twice. He's even stated that. But now no fans are. When brought the fans back, they've only done it once. But it'll be Jericho and Kazarian in singles competition right now up next on AEW. Fans in the stands with masks. It must be cold in northern Florida. With all attendants with jackets on, it seems like. But Jericho and Kazarian outside, of course, wrestling in wrestling trunks. Because why the hell not? I mean, what else are you going to wrestle in? I got the season pass for tickets. But we're underway with Jericho and Kazarian on AEW. This tag team match with Ruff and Priest along with Legato. Del Fantasma is still underway as well. Should be about over with, I would think. But big right hand from Priest. But in the meantime, I mean, that's honestly it for AEW and NXT tonight. So we'll see how things, of course, play out. But thank you once again for tuning in and watching. And hopefully we'll get a great World Heavyweight Championship match later on tonight with John Moxley and the Cleaner, Kenny Omega.
He's been in the ring with some of the greats. You look at some of the matches, the talent that he has beaten Excalibur is pretty frightening. I didn't realize he had a good feud with Kajishko Khan.
He certainly does, and he's a man that I've known for 18 years, and he's been a very proficient as both a singles and tag team specialist.
Big right hand. Oh, Jericho left his head open and he paid for it. Kazarian rolls him up, cover. Two.
That was almost quickly over that time. Kazarian, you could see when he walked in before the commercial break, how confident he was. He had that strut about him. He was just very, very confident.
And speaking of commercial breaks, I want to remind everybody that should this action continue into the break, we will stick with the action in picture-in-picture.
So they're going to take a picture-in-picture split-screen commercial break. So says Excalibur. If this continues on during commercial break, which you know damn well it will, I don't get why you just said that, because it's a 20-minute time limit, I do believe. So said Justin Roberts, of course, our ring announcer. We've got AEW talent and friends and family, of course, ringside as well. But Jericho with a drop kick, sending Frankie Kazarian ringside. Johnny Gargano on commentary with Scream behind him. Now two of them. As they've been playing that out since Halloween Havoc. That's when Priest lost the title to Gargano, and then Gargano lost to Ruff in a bit of a shock. Last week, we had that ladder match with Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly. Pete Dunne won, so Pat McAfee and the boys with an advantage. Come Sunday at War Games, entering last. What a match that was, as we see some highlights from that right now, from last week. as, of course, the Undisputed Era, McAfee and the boys, Birch and Orkin were up top. McAfee, he was the one, right? Yeah, that came out, or so we think at least. And knocked down Kyle O'Reilly off the ladder, giving Pete Dunne the win. But the Undisputed Era is no doubt about it, for sure going to win on Sunday. Tonight on NXT, they'll take a special look at the Undisputed Era. Of course, original, it's Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly. And then they added in Roderick Strong once Bobby Fish got injured in the spring of 2018. Right in between the two times that I've seen NXT live in person. Professional wrestling videos from events that I've attended, all right here on the channel, so be sure to go check those out. Like, follow, and subscribe as always as well. But yeah, anything from, WWE Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, NXT, with house shows, AEW, this goes on and on and on, entrances, full matches, all right here on the channel, so be sure to go check those videos out. They'd be under the wrestling along with event playlist. So be sure to hit that red subscribe button if you haven't done so already, of course. We take another commercial break in the meantime on NXT, following that tag team match that Leon Ruff and Damian Priest won over Legado del Fantasma, with Johnny Gargano on commentary. Of course, this is a triple threat for Sunday for the North American title. We then had the Scream people behind Gargano as a threat, and then a look back at last week with what happened in that main event with Pete Dunne winning and gaining the advantage for his team, with a special look at the Undisputed Era, inside the Undisputed Era, still to come. Later on tonight, split screen, hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag WWE NXT as well when you share, but a split screen commercial for AEW with this Jericho Kazarian match continuing on. Singles competition. Moving forward, I mean, right now, in my opinion, not going to do a whole lot. I mean, it's just on the card because it's on the card tonight. But they could work, their way through it. Maybe Scorpio Sky returns with SCU and then turns on him and joins the Inner Circle. That's an option, maybe. The Inner Circle is the top faction. I don't want to say NWO of AEW, but it's getting to that point because they have how many members now? If they keep it at 4, at the most, or maybe even 5, if they include a woman. But you look at the Dark Order, they got even more members, for God's sakes. They got how many, superstars with wrestlers, just with numbers. And you got Brody Lee, who's been out of action with an injury. Hopefully he'll be returning sometime soon. It's Wednesday, you know what that means. But, yeah. A lot on the table for both AEW and NXT moving forward, of course. So, future's bright. No doubt about it. Regardless of what you watch, what you don't watch, you don't like talking about it, you don't like watching it, you just don't like it overall, you don't enjoy it, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter, everybody has their own opinion, I totally get it. But if you watch one, my opinion at least, you should watch the other. I mean, why the hell not? They're both on at the same time, you can watch them side by side all at once and be done with it. We got a Team Shotzi, Team Candice LeRae backstage video package now. That's Shotzi working in a garage, it looks like, with Rhea Ripley, Number Moon coming up, showing her something. Potential picture of who the 4th member could be. War Games match, Team Shotzi versus Team Candice. Shotzi, Ember, and Rhea versus Candice, Dakota Kai, Gal Gonzalez, and Tony Storm. 3 and 4 at this point in time, but still a to-be-determined opponent, of course, for Team Shotzi come Sunday. But just have respect for all. You know, it's all professional wrestling. Yeah, it's going to be different, even though it's the same. Like, just enjoy it, honestly, but respect it. Got Finn Balor cutting his promo from a few weeks back, returning from his injury, his broken jaw. And then for the brand, Pat McAfee and the boys came out. McAfee's actually in Orlando getting ready for Sunday. He'll be on the show tonight, you would think. Balor, this goes back to October of last year. Once Balor returned to NXT, he sort of aligned himself with the Undisputed Era, and they really never did anything with it. They teased and teased and teased, but they really haven't done anything with it. But we got this War Games video package now for Sunday, in which, honestly, this could be the best War Games match that they've had over the past 4 years since making a return. Other than, of course, the first that had everyone talking. That's why they keep bringing it back, and that's why they have it every year now. But it's a few weeks after Survivor Series, in between TLC. But nonetheless, we're still getting it, so that's all that matters. We got the rest of the Inner Circle on the ring apron. Santana and Ortiz about to throw in the towel as Jericho is in a submission. Frank Kazarian has him in a submission. He's trying to reach for the bottom rope, but then Jericho pushing him back. But, you know, this goes back to, well, now it has Adam Cole and Fish and O'Reilly debuting at TakeOver Brooklyn back in 2017, and then seeing them a few months later for the first time, which was an absolute blast. And then should have saw them a few months after that, but they didn't show. They weren't on that event. They weren't on that card, which was a little disappointing. But and then even the third time when I've seen NXT, and just earlier this year, it'll be a year ago now next month. Hard to believe already, but time flies. They weren't even on that. They didn't show up for that either. They didn't travel for the road trip. But we got an inside look at the Undisputed Era. It looks like they're eating supper or dinner somewhere at a nice fancy restaurant, all decked in suits. 1, 2, 3, Jericho defeating Frankie Kazarian tonight on AEW. But no, when Balor returned to NXT last October, a few weeks after the so-called Wednesday Night War began with AEW and NXT, the same night I saw AEW live, that's when Balor sort of aligned himself with the Undisputed Era, but like, so they haven't done anything with that sense. They tease and tease and tease, but haven't done anything. We had, Balor a few weeks back returning from his injury as NXT champion. Karrion Kross still nowhere to be found on the shelf with an injury. Hopefully he'll come back soon, but who knows, they might call him to the main roster at that point. But nonetheless, Balor was cutting an entering promo, and out came Pat McAfee. In the meantime, MJF and Sammy Guevara celebrating Jericho's winner, Frank Kazarian, butting heads, going back and forth with one another right now after what happened earlier in the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal with MJF and Orange Cassidy winning. MJF eliminating Sammy Guevara along with Jungle Boy. Wardlow, of course, got eliminated too. So it'll be MJF and Orange Cassidy next week for the Diamond. Jericho's had enough. This is bullshit. We got 7 days. We got to get our act together. We're going to decide. Ooh, Jericho teasing the Inner Circle breaking up forever. We got 7 days. See you next week. Jericho is mad, upset, pissed off, whatever you want to say. However you want to put it. Up next, though, on NXT, it'll be Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes in a strap match. Now we go to the Young Bucks backstage with Alex Marvez. It is football season.
You remember when we super kicked you right in the face? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Got the Young Bucks as your AEW World Tag Team Champions, defeating FTR at Full Gear last month.
People are saying we're the number one tag team in wrestling, and since then, Nick and I said, you know what, we're going to be fighting.
You know, just think if Omega becomes world champion tonight, you got Omega as your world champion and the Bucks as your tag team champs. Of course, everyone else familiar with them when they were in New Japan, and then the beginning of AEW here, you have them as champions heading on into, or closing out year 2, entering year 3. Oh, they bring up the Young Bucks book that was just released. Who the hell are these guys? This isn't Top Flight, is it? Doesn't look like it. Alright, someone's happy.
Just to make a name, I'm Max, that's Anthony. We are the Acclaim.
The Acclaims? What the hell? Super kick, no. Young Bucks being attacked. Young Bucks being attacked backstage. And then in comes SCU to break it up. Alright, so that was a little awkward. Had an attack, but it wasn't that good. Could have been a little bit better. Doctor's going to see us now. Punksy's own, Britt Baker, DMD. Open wide. Britt coming out. Good to see her back. Healthy, of course, following her injury. She got her sidekick there by her side. Of course, Adam Cole's partner. Now, AEW, once again, winner is coming with the live feed, top left corner, then the promo split screen with Britt Baker. So Layla is going to get beat down by Britt Baker. She got her Steeler gear on. It looks like there's a little Steeler logo on her outfit. Legit Layla Hirsch taking on Britt Baker tonight on AEW. Seems to be a MMA type of fighter. You know, could potentially be, you know, AEW's, you know, Ronda or Shayna. Britt's gonna win this in a heartbeat. So bell rings, match underway. We got backstage interview now with Team Candice. Come Sunday, Tony Storm's gonna potentially turn heel again, like continuing that, I think, to make herself, of course, known as the top woman's heel, going after Io Shirai for the AEW Women's Championship, or the NXT Women's Championship, I should say. As we got some AEW Women's Wrestling on, side by side with WWE NXT, and then they just cut a backstage women's promo. But in the meantime, next, it's Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis in the strap match. Lumis is for sure going to win this. Or actually, okay, what the hell is this? We're not going to have a strap match now? Or is this going to come after this? Because Grimes is coming down with a sack. What's in the sack? I don't know. And there's somebody in the ring. didn't catch who that was, but no, the Balor Undisputed Era stuff goes back to last year. Recapping that with what we just saw there. Hirsch has Britt Baker in a submission. It's been a good night thus far for both AEW and NXT. I mean, it's been an even better night because the Steelers are 11-0 defeating the Ravens earlier. But yeah, it was odd seeing an NFL game on a Wednesday afternoon, but still, hey, they got the game in, they played it. Pittsburgh won, so we get Washington now next Monday. Okay, so we're going to have Grimes face off against whoever the hell this is first. And then the strap match after this? Because the strap was in the sack that he brought to the ring as if he was Jake the Snake Roberts. And then he put his hat and the strap in the corner. So we'll see what happens with this moving forward. But no, I remember when Balor sort of joined the Undisputed Era, but they really didn't do anything with it, you know, like I said. But then when Balor was cutting his promo, McAfee and company came out. Hey, we got some company for you, and you know, Undisputed Era, full force, back at 4, you know, strong as ever, back, taken out, obviously leading to TakeOver War Games on Sunday, but I mean that was a damn good finish to NXT a few weeks back, I thought. I mean, they couldn't have done that any better. I mean, they probably could, but it worked out damn well with the way it happened. So, yeah, AEW, hashtag AEW Dynamite, hashtag WWE NXT with both AEW and NXT on right now. And once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. We had the tag team match with Leon Ruff, Damian Priest up against Legado del Fantasma. We've had a backstage interview now sent along with an inside look at Era and NXT. This match with Grimes and whoever he's facing before Grimes faces Loomis in the strap match. Still come, of course. We also had Shotzi, Team Shotzi with Rhea and Ember backstage in their garage. Cutting a vignette. I think that's it for NXT so far tonight. I mean, Gargano is on commentary for the opening match, that tag team match, because come Sunday at War Games, it's Ruff, Priest, and Gargano for the NXT North American title. So, Grimes with the win here. Dexter Lumis is going to come out next, you would think, and the strap match will kick off. But, yeah, some good action with AEW and NXT so far tonight, I'm thinking, for the most part. But I think the best is still yet to come, especially with War Games on Sunday. You know, go home tonight. We'll get on Undisputed Era, McAfee and company with Birch, Lorcan and Dunn all in the ring. Probably brawling to close out the show. And then we got Mox and Omega for the AEW World title, for God's sakes. Now, I'm still thinking Omega's going to win, but like I said, for the third time now, I'm not going to be shocked if somebody comes out and interferes and costs him, make a match, something like that. But I think Moxley as champion has run its course. I mean, he's been champ now for almost a year come February. 10 months by the end of the month, at the end of the year here, because he's held it since February at Revolution after he defeated Jericho. Jericho defeated Frank Kazarian on AEW tonight, so the Inner Circle teasing a breakup potentially next week. So we'll see what happens there. But no, AEW and NXT pretty damn good so far tonight. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you are in fact watching as well, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thumbs up button once more. Links in the description below, as always, for social media. Share, hashtag AEW, hashtag WWNXT. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Keep those rolling. Keep those coming on through. Always greatly appreciated. And hopefully we'll tune in for more live reactions, play. All live right here on YouTube. The college football, the NFL, and professional wrestling. So Hirsch taking out Reba ringside. We got this strap match now underway. Loomis came in from behind. Now just hit Grimes on the back with that strap. So we might even have a strap match. Unless they go to commercial, come back when they have it. Because Grimes just competed. So Loomis, the serial assassin that he is, don't want to say killer, because technically he hasn't killed anyone, but I mean assassin is the same goddamn thing. He's just, you know, he's that freaky, like sick and twisted psycho character type of guy. So we'll see what happens on NXT when we come back, but I do like Dexter Loomis, I do. We'll see if they have a strap match or not, but Grimes, your winner over his opponent, and then Loomis coming from behind, attacking Grimes with the strap. That Grimes took the ring before his match, so not looking good by any means. Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee. But yeah, strap match. Or actually, shit, the strap match is on Sunday at War Games. What the hell am I thinking? I already said that. Yeah, okay, so come Sunday at TakeOver War Games, where I'll have live reactions. Let's play live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. It'll be Cameron Grimes and Dexter Loomis in a strap match at TakeOver War Games once again. So, obviously, a prelude to what is, you know, to come on Sunday, a tease, if you will, on tonight's Go Home show. So, yeah, I don't know why I was thinking of even saying that after I knew that and said it earlier. But back and forth with AEW and NXT, and good shows thus far, I'm thinking, I've thought. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Britt gonna pick up the win here with submission. She's got the mandible claw, the what does she call that? Because she's a dentist. I forget what Britt calls that, but Britt Baker wins and then gets attacked by Thunder Rosa, who's returning to AEW tonight, post-match. So that's going to be the feud there moving forward, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. You know, potentially for a number one contendership for the AEW Women's Championship. But both AEW and NXT both need to figure out their women's division. I would think more so than not now AEW than NXT. NXT's, you know, been moving forward since a few returns over the past few months with Ember Moon and Toni Storm. But I tell you what, AEW's women's division is just... They put on Britt Baker, okay, fine with that. Like, at least you have a top dog on... for your fans on who your champion is. But then it all wraps back around to what Tessa Blanchard's going to do. You know, she hasn't done a damn thing since when? And if she has, I'm obviously out of the loop on that, not knowing, but as far as I know, Tessa Blanchard isn't doing a damn thing right now. And it's been like that for how long? So, you know, you'd think Tessa's going to be going to AEW because Tully's there, but, you know, she could also go to NXT or not even wrestle again. You know, back to TNA, Impact eventually, or elsewhere. But it's 2020. Nobody can really do a damn thing. So... Cody brings up Taz's son, Hook. We got Team Taz, Absolute Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, of course, your FTW champion, and then Powerhouse Will Hobbs, who turned heel a few weeks back on Cody and Darby. And tonight, next tag team match with Darby Allin, your TNT champion, rolling down the ramp on a skateboard with TNT championship on his shoulder. It'll be Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes versus Starks and Hobbs in tag team action next on AEW. But then no, last week on AEW we had Cody in the ring face to face with Taz before Taz, of course, submitted him. Which, of course, now we're going to get this tag team match tonight because Taz is going to wrestle. Taz will be ringside or will be on commentary for this match. Here comes Cody Rhodes with his new red entrance that he's been donning the past few months or so now. But he got his name back. It's not Cody anymore. It's no longer Cody. It's back to Cody Rhodes. And the Prince getting a little extra to his entrance tonight as well with some gates opening. Wrestling does have more than one royal family. But here comes Cody. Cody Rhodes. Of course, you have the Nightmare Family as well with Dustin and QT Marshall. Brandy in a thing right now too. With a new signee that could eventually bring Shaquille O'Neal into the fold. They teased that a few weeks back, but there's the coach himself, Double A Arn Anderson. Of course, new Pat Patterson as well, so I'm sure everyone with a heavy heart today. Pat Patterson passed away this morning. A little bit of shock, as mentioned, but hey, it's life. So, he's 79, and you gotta look at it like that sometimes. Like he was the first ever Crown Champion, Royal Rumble, did how much for the professional wrestling business, and of course battled cancer that we don't know about, and from what I heard, passed away in Florida early this morning. So it'll be Darby and Cody versus Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs, who's on Team Taz now. No Brian Cage, with Taz holding the FTW title. So maybe they're going to give Cage a singles run eventually here for something more than just the FTW title, but I don't know, we'll see. But tag team action underway. They start off fast, and now in the meantime they're going to take a commercial break as Cody makes a tag. And JR says, "Oh, we got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back." And then nothing, and then Excalibur starts talking, and then they cut him off and go to commercial break. No split screen either, just a full-blown 4-alarm holiday emergency commercial here in the month of December. So, no, commercial break on AEW. On NXT, who we got now? Alright, is that Jake Atlas? And somebody from... it looks like Atlas and... oh, Tony Nese, sorry. Nice big suplex there. Right hand. 1, 2, kick out of 2.5. So, get back to the action on both AEW and NXT momentarily. Once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, as always, on social media. Links in the description below. We got some breaking news in the NBA. The Houston Rockets and Washington Wizards have just made a deal. Russell Westbrook is being traded from Houston to Washington for John Wall and a first-round pick. So the former Kentucky Wildcat, John Wall, who's played his whole entire NBA career in DC with the Wizards, now going to go to Houston and become a Rocket, as Russell Westbrook will join the Wizards. I believe, what's his name, still the head coach, if I'm not mistaken, former OKC head man, not Billy Donovan, trying to blank. Thunder fans would know, along with, of course, Wizard fans, but I have to look that up. That's going to bug me. No, but that's actually not that bad of a deal. I mean, because Houston's getting a first-round pick, too. Along with John Wall, just for Westbrook. Rebuild, of course, yeah, for both teams, with Houston no longer, well, potentially no longer having James Harden. He's still there for the time being, so now it's Harden and Wall as your go-to in Houston. They've bounced around from player to player to player over the past how long. That's breaking news. That's a good one. NBA gonna start in a few weeks, a few days before Christmas, and then of course have their Christmas schedule. But that's a good one. And not good news for Pittsburgh Steelers fans either. Said earlier with Bud Dupree going down with an injury, he's going to go under the needle. He'll undergo an MRI to confirm what they expect to be diagnosed as a torn ACL for Bud Dupree. So Bud Dupree's going to be done for the year. That sucks. And that was a non-contact weird injury too, going down on a tackle, and it sort of lost control, and just that sucks. Bud Dupree going to be done for the year with a torn ACL. So they've lost two linebackers this year now to ACLs, with Devin Bush and now Bud Dupree potentially. That's awful. Come on. But they're still 11-0, so next man up. They got depth. I ain't worried really, but that just sucks. Will Hobbs with a nice big clothesline ringside. Now tags in. He's a legal man up against Darby Allin. Cody trying to make a tag here. So the Rockets want to keep James Harden. They trade Russell Westbrook to Washington for John Wall and first-round pick. So Russ going to DC. It'll be Harden and Wall with a first-round pick in Houston. And then Bud Dupree tears his ACL to wrap that all up. Inner Circle could break up next week as well on AEW potentially. But in the meantime, we've got tag team action on AEW with Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes versus Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs. NXT at a commercial break. Tag team of Starks and Hobbs making a tag. Down goes Darby. Hobbs, now the legal man, literally stepping on his stomach. So he's going by Powerhouse Hobbs now. It's no longer Will Hobbs. It's just Powerhouse Hobbs. But it's Will Hobbs. I mean, Will Hobbs isn't that bad of a name for a big guy like him. Switching up his singlet here tonight as well, color scheme-wise, now part of Team Taz with the orange and black. Orange is new black for him tonight. Starks throwing Darby Allin into the corner. Darby's going to be TNT champion here for a little while, I think. He's just won the damn title. You know, they had Brody beat Cody, and then Cody beat Brody, and we haven't seen Brody since. And then Cody lost to Darby. They gave the Dark Order their push, and it's sort of gone away because Brody's no longer there right now with an injury, out of action for the time being. You know, hopefully he becomes world champion someday. Hobbs just gave an up yours to Cody Rhodes. We've got War Games on Sunday for NXT. War Games video package here. Of course, War Games is 2 rings, 2 cages, side by side, all going on at once. And McAfee and the boys will have the advantage come Sunday. But War Games doesn't actually begin until, of course, everyone's out of their cage and then locked in the cages surrounding the ring. You have to have all competitors legal in the match for War Games officially to technically begin. So War Games come Sunday should be a good one. For the brand, here comes Pat McAfee, former West Virginia punter, All-Pro in the NFL with the Colts, Pittsburgh native, kicked and punted at West Virginia. Played in the NFL for a while, of course, hosts Pat McAfee Show. Shout out to Pat McAfee and company, all the boys in Indy. So it's McAfee, your NXT Tag Team Champions, Danny Burch and Eddie Lorcan with Pete Dunne. So Pete Dunne's sort of in a holding position right now, it seems like. What's going to be next for him following War Games is the big question. Cody legal up against Ricky Starks. Big power slam in the middle of the ring. Cody throws his belt into the crowd. Double A Arn Anderson up on the entrance ramp. Steps from the entrance to the ring. As of course, setups different all over the place. Kick from Cody to Hobbs. And then Cody from behind, gonna go for a crossroads now. DDT, no. Drops down, right hand. And tag made. Nice neck breaker there off the top rope. Darby's a legal man. Cody over the top rope, taking out Will Hobbs. And then the coffin drop from the top rope from Darby Allin to Ricky Starks. Cover 1, 2, 3. But you look back at that, Ricky Starks' shoulders were not on the mat. That should not be 1, 2, 3. And that's what Taz is going to say. They'll head into that direction, I think. Because you can tell, unless they don't do anything with it at all, Starks' shoulders were way up above, not even close to being on the mat. Darby Allin was potentially holding him up like that on the cover 1, 2, 3. But off the coffin drop, Darby Allin picking up the win for Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes in this tag team match against Starks and Hobbs with Team Taz. Now Hobbs post-match taking out Hobbs. Arn Anderson in the meantime getting physical. Arn Anderson taking out Hobbs and Starks. Hobbs now though from behind on Double A. Taz up on the ring apron with that FTW title. Starks now with a few kicks to Arn Anderson. Maybe they're writing Arn Anderson off the TV. Here comes Dustin Rhodes, Gold Dust, to save the day. Right hands to Starks and Hobbs. Wearing some purple paint. And then a running bulldog. Nice power slam. Here comes Brian Cage. I was wondering where the hell he's been at. Comes out late. Gonna pick up Dustin Rhodes, Gold Dust. of the Nightmare family. F10 to him, all that is Brock Lesnar's F5 times 2. Bell continues to ring, so Team Taz running a rough shop here post-match following that tag team bout. Hobbs with the FTW title. Cody getting involved now. Right hand to Cage, but then an F10 from Cage to Cody. Hobbs with the FTW title. Looked like he was going to hit somebody with it and then potentially have somebody move out of the way and then hit his own partner in Cage or Starks, which they go back to. So Hobbs with the title. They have Cody down. And the lights go out. What the hell's going on here? Winter is coming. Alright. This sort of sounds like Kane's music for some reason. What the hell is this? We're live. This is live as live can get. Sting? Maybe it's Sting? We did see a Black Crow. Oh my God, holy fuck. Sting is in AEW. Sting is all elite. Holy shit. Winter has arrived. Oh my God. Sting is in AEW. Baseball bat and all, with the face paint. Sting's in AEW. Holy shit. To close out the year, Sting gonna debut for AEW. Oh my God. That was a good lights going out video package. Now we know what winter is coming means. You'll never see it coming as Sting stares down Arn Anderson. Is Sting gonna point to Cody Rhodes with the baseball bat? What the hell? I wonder what WWE's thinking right now. They let him go. They didn't renew him with the contract. Oh my God. Sting. Sting now down on one knee, staring down Cody Rhodes. Wow. But now Sting gonna stare down Darby Allin. Maybe we'll get Sting and Darby Allin for the TNT title. I'm sure Sting sees a lot of himself, and both Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin, who Darby's been compared to. So no one's even paying attention, I don't think, to NXT right now with Pat McAfee cutting his promo for the brand. No offense, come Sunday leading into War Games, because Sting just debuted on AEW. Wow. Everyone is in shock. And then he hollers. He's got the white and black face paint. I got chills. Sting, of all people. I get it's Sting, and he hasn't wrestled a whole lot lately because WWE hasn't allowed him to. But it's Sting, for God's sakes. Like, sound the alarms. The police aren't getting back together, but Sting's in AEW. Wow. Wow. And we still got Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega to come for the AEW World title, for God's sakes. Sting. Sting is in AEW. Holy shit. I'm going to have to go back and watch that later. I'm going to have to go back and watch my reaction to it, too. Be sure to share this. Hashtag Sting on social media. Sting is all elite with all elite wrestling. Wow. Sting. I mean, the lights went out. You don't know if something big's going to happen. Set up and run the video package. And then Sting's name comes across the screen. So just wow. I don't even know what else to say. That's big for them. It honestly is. I mean, Sting's one of the biggest names in all professional wrestling history, for God's sakes. But WWE didn't re-sign him, okay, to his Legends contract that he was in on. But to an extent, he probably didn't want to re-sign because he knew he could probably go there and actually wrestle because WWE wasn't allowing him to wrestle. I honestly can't even remember the last time Sting wrestled. It's been that long. I mean, he had his few matches since he came to the WWE, but it's been a good 5 years. They put him in the Hall of Fame too, did they not? I get, of course, you know, people say that doesn't mean shit, but I mean, it's Sting, for God's sakes. Like, come on. But Sting is now in AEW. That's your OMG moment of the month so far in December. Other than, of course, the Steelers and Ravens being postponed for almost a week before they played earlier. But that was end of November into December. So, here we are. Voila. Sting's in AEW. Let me know in the comments below what you think.
Frustrated that clothes come out of the dryer wrinkles? Next time, try Bounce Wrinkle Guard Dry Machines. The world's first mega
Wow.
with 3 times more wrinkle relaxers. Look at the difference of these 2 shirts. The Wrinkle Guard shirt has less wrinkles
Sting.
and more softness and freshness. To tame wrinkles on the go, use Bounce 3-in-1 Rapid Touch-Up Spray. Balance out wrinkles with Bounce Wrinkle Guard Dryer Sheets and Touch-Up Spray. Both with a money-back guarantee.
Now we're going to see a replay, a highlight of what just happened. Sting debuting in AEW with snow falling in Jacksonville. They don't get snow very often. No, obviously it's coming from the top of the arena. They're teasing, obviously, Sting with Cody and Sting with Darby. Sting has been signed to a multi-year contract. So Sting's going to be in AEW for the foreseeable future. Winter is coming. Can Omega become world champion by the end of the night, though? That's the next big question. So now they're going to show us what the crowd was doing, reacting. Absolutely just going crazy. Just imagine that place was packed full, or if they were in an actual arena, you know, people would have lost their shit. I mean, that is big for AEW. I mean, of legend status, Sting's now the biggest name that they've signed. Dynamite Diamond Final next week on AEW. It'll be MJF versus Orange Cassidy. And that should be a good match. And then also the Young Bucks versus the Hybrid 2, who attacked them backstage earlier tonight. That's also now next week on AEW Dynamite. Dustin Rhodes versus 10 of the Dark Order. So Nightmare Family, Dark Order story still going strong. That'll also be next week. The Inner Circle's Ultimatum. We'll see if they're going to be breaking up or not. That's next week. FTR and the Varsity Blondes. Brian Pillman Jr. in AEW. That'll be next week as well. Abaddon in action next week. She's sort of, that freaky, sick and twisted psycho character in the women's division, nonetheless, for AEW. Winter is coming now. We got Alex Marvez backstage with AEW's Women's Champion.
AEW Women's Championship in Abaddon, yet you seem reluctant to engage. Why?
I'm not afraid. Abaddon wants a challenge? Fine, cool. I mean, she's just a girl doing zombie cosplay. I do cosplay sometimes, so it's normal. I'm sorry. Can we do this again?
No, we can't. We're on live TV.
Oh, okay. I gotta go.
All right, you heard it from Hikaru Shida. Says she's not afraid of Abaddon. AEW Women's World Champion seems a little bit rattled, but Abaddon will be in action next week here on Dynamite.
Now, next week as well in AEW, we'll get Lance Archer and the Lucha Brothers up against Eddie Kingston and Butcher and Blade. I wonder why Pac's not going to be advertised for that. Maybe he'll, make an appearance late. And then also next week on AEW, Sting will speak. Sting speaks next week on AEW. Is it main event time already? They're going to give this match 45 minutes on TV with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW World title. I knew tonight was going to be a good night for AEW. See, that's big. We've got Danny Burch and Eddie Lorcan in the ring. They're going to take on grizzled young veterans who just made a return to the company. And tag team action. So a lot of tag team bouts tonight on AEW and NXT and moving forward into the future. Moxley cutting a promo backstage. Entrances up next for Moxley and Omega for tonight's main event that they're going to give 45 minutes to for the title. If only other companies would do the same and not 10 minutes with entrances and 2 moves here and there and then a screwy finish.
The contracts have been signed, the promos have been cut. There's only one thing left to do on a night like tonight. Go out there and make him go absolutely banana.
A wink from Mox to close it out. Winter is coming. Sting just debuted for AEW. Could Omega become AEW World Heavyweight Champion within the next hour? Only time will tell. Thank you once again for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below.
My grandfather gave me this necklace after my grandmother passed away. It carries that spirit of loving people with all that you have. It's my superpower.
Introducing Closer Together collection, inspired by your extraordinary love stories. Karen, love brilliantly.
You ready?
Heart for the pets, sweet little pets, cute faces, safe, spoilers and bites, spoiled tummies here, put in the ears, put in your tongues, old and the young, barks, bark, meow, that's how they sing, with people bring so much for your pain, oh, how they zoom, all through the room, so many tails, wagging the tail, very, 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 very spoiling, very, 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 very spoiling, heart for the pets, sweet little pets, cute faces, safe, spoil us away.
Dan Wilder tweeted, got an email from Untucked. Dude, every shirt's an Untucked shirt right now. Mr. Wilbur, I just don't know if that's true. Every man deserves to wear a perfectly fitted Untucked that falls at just the right way. However, due to production limitations, you can't make enough Untucked shirts for every man on Earth. Lots of men are still wearing poorly fitted traditional shirts. Keeps me up. Don't miss out on our sale, happening now at Untuckit stores and untuckit.com.
Cheez-It Snap. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it. I love them.
Snap. So good we may run out of cheese. Keep your eyes on the Monster Angus Steak Burger. With sizzling bacon and 2 1/3-pound Angus beef patties. The Monster is your daddy now. The Monster Angus Steak Burger at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Feed your head.
How big would you go for big bucks? Can you really impress this band?
AEW pretty wild night. I mean, put on a damn good show. I mean, good wrestling, but then like Sting debuting has the wrestling world just buzzing right now, and we're about to get a 40-minute main event world title match with Moxley and Omega coming up next. Hopefully it's commercial free, maybe. Okay, we got Don Callis on commentary now as well, alongside JR, Shivani, and Excalibur. Justin Roberts gonna give the introductions. Our main event is about to begin, and we very well could have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Omega, no doubt about it, deserves it. It's just, do they give it to him now or not? Because Moxley's been champion for almost a year. It's run its course. Kenny Omega gonna make his entrance first. The Cleaner making a return. One of the best, if not the best wrestler in the world, other than AJ Styles. Among some others, but those are your top two, AJ and Kenny. They're going all out for Omega tonight. He comes out by himself, no girls with brooms. But Kenny Omega, the #1 contender, getting his world title shot tonight against Jon Moxley. If he doesn't win the world title tonight, we riot. If this goes past 10 o'clock, they're going to stay on and have us, or and give us a little overrun. Probably until you would think 10:10 at the latest, no longer than that. But hell, they can get 11, 12 o'clock, for all we know, if they continue to fight. That's why they're starting this now, so they give them enough time to do what they're going to do, before 10 o'clock comes and goes. And if they go over, they're going to stay on, they say. So, thanks to TNT. But they fought last year at Full Gear in Baltimore. Obviously that was an unsanctioned match. Tonight, it's now for the AEW World title, because Moxley became the #1 contender. After that, defeated Jericho, has held the title since during this pandemic. Who's been the attacker, though, is the big question to Jon Moxley over the past few weeks. who's been the one attacking Mox as he comes to the ring through the crowd as always. Shout out to him and his wife, Renee Young. She's expecting as she's pregnant, so congrats to both of them. But I feel like if not now, when are you going to put the title on Kenny Omega, especially when John Moxley's held it for 10 months? Jericho didn't even hold it for that long, for God's sakes. He held it from August to February. Okay, so you do the math, it's less than 10 months. John Moxley being introduced. Winter is in fact here. Winter's come and gone though, with Sting debuting. But it's going to be a long winter, regardless of wherever anyone's at, as it's only December, a few weeks before Christmas. So hopefully everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone have a Merry Christmas in a few weeks. Hopefully this will be commercial free. I doubt it will be. They'll probably have at least 2. But they did say they go over 10 or past 10, they'll have an overrun. Okay, they're gonna take a commercial break before the match even gets started. Then we'll have introductions. Even though we just had those with Justin Roberts, his voice is probably shot as mine is from today too. Getting there at least. And then we'll get underway with the main event with John Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, that was awesome. Sting just debuting on AEW within the past half hour or so. Yeah, that was a big one. Sort of, I mean, from what the rumors were saying, could have, should have expected that, but not with the way, obviously went. So, yeah, they played their cards right on that one for sure. I thought that was a damn good debut by Sting. As he is no longer in WWE anymore, he's in AEW. So I wonder honestly who, from behind the scenes would have. I'm thinking Cody or Jericho, honestly. But if it's not them, then who? Maybe Arn Anderson. Maybe Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, Taz, maybe even Jim Ross. I don't know. I mean, Shivani was in WCW. That could potentially be coming back now, for all we know, from what we've heard over the past however many days. But, no, Sting's been in now, like, every single wrestling promotion that there's ever been. And more power to him. But who from AEW was the one that, hey, we got to get this guy, we got to sign him, bring him in, and multi-year contract, so they say. So that's the big question moving forward. I know I've been saying that a lot for a few different things tonight, but that's just interesting to see. Because obviously it's the company as a whole for the decision, because money's not an issue for them, as it wouldn't be for WWE either. But nobody expected a pandemic in 2020, so you got to do sometimes until you get it. But Sting, the Stinger, is in AEW. Wow. I got the pop back there. It's not showing, I don't think. No, it's back there though. It's one row below the cutoff with Balor, Rollins, and Owens, along with the Bucks and Bret Hart. Yeah, Sting's back there. I know he is. I don't have a figure by any means, but I got the pop. Yeah, the Sting's back there. I know it is. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, Sting in AEW. So he'll get unrivaled. You would think, right? No, but Sting in AEW. Main event in the meantime for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, now officially underway, with Jon Moxley defending his championship title against the cleaner, Kenny Omega. They butt heads, standing face to face, staring each other down, and we're about to get underway with match now already official. Bell has rung. They're gonna run around. Keep those chat questions and comments coming. I'll get to them in a second. Next commercial break. Hashtag AEW Dynamite when you share on social media. If in fact we don't have next commercial break, which I think we will, I'll get to them here shortly. Stay tuned. They lock up Omega now into the ropes and both back off. And then Moxley down on one knee. They lock up again. Takedown from Kenny. Now they're just rolling back and forth, headlock on each other. NXT with Ever Rise and tag team action. What the hell is going to close the show out for NXT? Because they already had the McAfee, Danny Burch, Johnny Lorcan, Pete Dunne promo. Now we got Timothy Thatcher backstage. He's going to be in action next, it looks like. I mean, a little hard going up against the main event like this with Moxley and Omega that we're getting on TV that's any pay-per-view main event worthy in any company, for God's sakes. Like, Moxley's damn good, but I mean, he's popular more so than not. But Omega's one of the best, if not the best wrestler in the world, other than AJ Styles. It's AJ and Kenny, like I said a couple minutes ago. Nice takedown there from Mox. Yeah, I do. I said earlier during the first stream there that they're going to give them a run for their money with the way the past two teams have played, or the way the two teams have played the past 2 weeks. With Washington come Monday night not having played since Thanksgiving last week. You know, Pittsburgh-Baltimore was supposed to be on Thanksgiving too, of course, earlier today. Now in a short week, that'll be next Monday night at 5. The Steelers have to find a more consistent running game. Now, Bud Dupree's going to be done for the year with a torn ACL, I saw. But, no, that'll be a good game next Monday night, I think. Washington football team from D.C., team, of course, formerly known as Washington Redskins, they'll give the Pittsburgh Steelers a run for their money. But Pittsburgh 11-0, they've, gotten to this point. They should be able to win, and then Buffalo is going to be interesting on Sunday night because they got 3 primetime games coming up over the next 3 weeks. Monday, Sunday, Monday. And then they got Indy and Cleveland to close out the year. So 11-0 has to speak for something, wrap it all up there. But we'll see what happens moving forward. We'll have live reactions to play this upcoming weekend. College football, Penn State, Rutgers, WWE NXT TakeOver War Games on Sunday. We'll see about a CBS Fox game with the issue, as mentioned earlier, with that. With CBS and Dish at a standstill right now, as far as I know still. But then TakeOver War Games Sunday night, as we got, of course, AEW NXT this evening, with NXT Go Home for War Games on Sunday, and then next Monday, Washington and Pittsburgh, the Washington football team, the Skins, and the Steelers. That'll be 5 p.m. next Monday, so be sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Links always in the description. thumbs up button, share, chat questions and comments. Always great, appreciated. Keep those coming. Moxley ringside with Omega. Into the barricade goes Mox, face first. So they are going to take another break. It'll be picture in picture, so at least we'll get to continue to see the match as it progresses to the end. Yes, he is officially signed, so they say. Just to let everyone know. It's a multi-year contract. So Sting's going to be in AEW for the time being. He's going to be on Dynamite next week. They said Sting will speak, so we'll get to see him talk for the first time in quite a while. Because, like I said, I can't recall the last time he wrestled for the WWE. It's been a good 5 years because he had his career-ending injury after he came in, faced Triple H at Mania 31 after the Survivor Series debut, and then it was Rollins in 2015, Clash of Champions, when he went down for the world title. And I don't think he's wrestled since. And that's hard to believe that's been 5 years, but it's been 5 years ago. Time flies. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but they put him in the Hall of Fame, and whether or not, like I said, if you think that's real or not, I mean, it is, but it isn't. Just how it is. It's how they portray it. Want us to believe it all, but no, yeah, Sting's in AEW. The way they did that, Winner is Coming, and the tag team match. He debuted post-match, of course. Lights went out, as they always do in Georgia, and he came out after a short little vignette with some winter weather and wherever the hell they filmed that footage at. But we're going to have a picture-in-picture commercial break here. We got Moxley and Omega fighting ringside. Hashtag AEW Dynamite when you share on social media. Timothy Thatcher in his wrestling school, now on NXT. So we'll see what the future holds for him. But I honestly do, but I said earlier, if he doesn't win, somebody's going to come out and screw him over, and that'll lead to something for him moving forward. Set up a feud there, and then Moxley stays champion. But if not now, when are you going to put it on Omega? Because Mox has held it for 10 months. Like, it's run its course. Omega absolutely deserves it. It's just a matter on, if they, which I know they do believe in him because he's, one of the main guys backstage running the show. Do they feel it's the time to take it off of Mox and put it on Omega moving forward into the new year? That's really the only big question. So Omega, I think, should be winning this match coming up. Or that's, of course, already started, but coming up shortly, going to be coming to an end. And if they run past 10 o'clock, they'll have an overrun, so they say. So split screen, we still got Omega and Mox fighting ringside. We'll get back to the action momentarily. So, yes, thank you for sitting in and watching. Be sure to share if you've done so already. And we'll have to see what happens here. Been a good night for the Steelers, of course, defeating the Baltimore Ravens. And then now with AEW more so than not, up against NXT. Ciampa and Thatcher in a feud, yeah. They're fighting out ringside into the steel cage barricade right next to the announce table. So Ciampa's tied up with Thatcher, Gargano's with Leon Ruff and Damian Priest, so DIY still split. Well, if the opportunity's there and they know people are going to watch, I mean that would have been a better question for last October, but I get your point. More competition, more wrestling is just better overall. Like, that's just for any sport, like football, baseball, basketball, whatever. Like, if there's an audience Why the hell not? You know? So, it's just you got to decide on what you're going to watch. So I watch both.
You saw the opening when John Moxley was turning, looking at the fans. He took advantage of it, and now he's in charge.
All right, we got War Games kickoff pre-show hosted by Wade Barrett and not Sam, the last professional broadcaster, Sam Roberts. That'll be on Sunday. So TakeOver War Games. We'll have the War Games match with the Undisputed Era and Team McAfee, Pat McAfee and the boys, Danny Burch and Eddie Lorcan with Pete Dunne. This goes back to the feud with Adam Cole and Pat McAfee over the past, almost 3 years. And then they finally had the match at TakeOver 30. A triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. That's a better graphic that I'll use for tomorrow on social media. It'll be Leon Ruff defending his North American title against Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. We also got a strap match with Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. That should be a good one. They've been button heads recently. Also, the Women's War Games match, Team Shotzi and Team Candice. Maybe we're going to find out who the fourth and final competitor is for Team Shotzi to close out NXT tonight. Maybe that's what they're saving for. Shotzi going to come to the ring? Yeah, technically, because, we still got Shotzi and Raquel Gonzalez in that single ladder match for the War Games advantage. That's what this is. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So maybe NXT will have, a little bit of a return or debut for, maybe it's Tessa Blanchard. Maybe she's going to be the fourth and, final member of Team Shotzi and be the mystery, person. That'd be big. We still got Omega and Mox, though, here for the AEW World title on AEW Dynamite. Two separate TVs. That was my main point of doing that, so I could watch both at once. But actually, for the first time, now that you say that and bring that up, last week with Thanksgiving holiday and everything, I still got to go back and watch last week's AEW and NXT, which I probably won't now because I'm, witnessing tonight's. But that would have been the first AEW and NXT head-to-head since they began head-to-head last October that I have not watched. I've been able to watch for the most part all of them. If I can recall correctly, I'm thinking, last week was the first, but. No, and then, of course, I only do my live reactions every once in a while. It just depends, schedule-wise and what else is going on, so. Sometimes I'll watch them live, sometimes I won't. It just depends. But, yeah, here we are. Mox and Omega for the title. Just had a German suplex. Lesnar would be happy, along with anyone else who's used a suplex in their wrestling career before. Back and forth, pretty even so far. We still got about 20, 25, 30 minutes to go if they give it that much more time. Which I have a feeling we're going to overrun a little bit. Probably to 5 after. And then they'll close it out by 10 after. Cover, kick out at 2 by Kenny.
I tell you, something simple, guys, but I like that headbutt. That's really improvising on the spur of the moment, getting the blow in.
So it's the offensive Omega focusing on the chest and knee of Moxley, and Moxley focusing on the head and neck of Omega so far.
That sets him up nicely for that paradigm shift, perhaps even for that bulldog choke.
Mox gonna go for a DDT. No. Cover, 1, 2, and a kick out. After he reversed the DDT into whatever the hell that was supposed to be, and then the cover. So they're going to take another commercial break, pitcher and pitcher, before we'll close out the night and potentially have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Jake from State Farm, it's the least I can do. You really did me a solid with that, Maya marked down on my insurance.
Here's the deal, Maya. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right.
No, really, there are no markdowns, just great rates.
Cool, more than 20 minutes. I'll get the good parts.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Thursday, January 7th on TBS.
You've always been my center. Someday I'll remind you that you will always be just that.
Show her your love is unstoppable. In-store, online, or by virtual consultation. Only at K Jewelers.
I want to go on a road trip with a brother I never knew I had. I see trees of green.
I see sausage trees.
Nobody wants to what's going on. You don't turn your back on me. I need your help, Tom. I want you to help me catch Sean.
The network premiere of Fast and Furious 6, next on TNT.
Just nailed the champion, John Moxley. This ain't one ball, 60-minute time limit matchup. We're going to keep it right here until we got a winner. We talked earlier about the athleticism advantage of Kenny Omega. He's got that over everyone in the world, in my opinion. We just saw it. And we're beyond the minute that time of the contrary. John Moxley's head hit. Oh, here they go. This is it. Rolling Owens got it. Moxley can't do it here. He's not done.
Back from the split screen commercial, Omega just hit his maneuver over the top rope ringside on Moxley, and then the paradigm shift from John to Kenny. Now Moxley with a few steel chairs, throwing those into the ring.
I think he very, very clearly blames Omega for the assault, but he knows when Johnson, he knows the consequences here. Does he want to win like this? That's the other question. If he gets disqualified, he retains the title. Absolutely. That just doesn't sound
So
like
Moxley setting up two steel chairs. Moxley's going to sit down in the one. He wants Omega to sit down in the other.
Moxley has brought another chair, as we can see, and seemingly has invited Kenny Omega to sit.
Moxley telling Omega, hit me right in the face. Hit me right here. Hit me. So Omega slaps him right across the face. Moxley, hey. All right. He eases back a little bit. Now they're just going to be slapping each other across the face, sitting in chairs right in front of each other. You got Shotzi Blackheart and Raquel Gonzalez in NXT's main event here tonight. Hashtag War Games. This is for a War Games advantage come Sunday in the women's War Games match. Right hands back and forth now with Mox and Omega. Running knee from Kenny as John was sitting in the steel chair. Suplex. Jesus Christ, that has to hurt. Another suplex. Oh my God. Omega lining him up. Suplex from Moxley. One of his own there. Another knee after a kick from Kenny Omega. Clothesline from Mox. Now they're both down and out, laying next to each other. Omega hit his head hard. Omega with a drop kick off the top rope. Moxley from the corner, Omega from the corner into the back of the head of Moxley, who's in the other corner. Running knee. And now a cover. 1, 2. Mox kicks out at 2.5. That's thought. And he's still got some time here. Moxley now up on the shoulders of Kenny Omega. DDT on the reversal, no. Omega gonna go for a DDT, no. Another reversal. Elbow, no suplex, off the ropes. And then Kenny with a drop kick. Moxley on the shoulders once again of Omega. Omega with another suplex cover. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Match continues.
What an amazing wrestling match we're watching. The AEW World Championship. Omega takes a breath of
Omega going up top. Moxley moves out of the way. Or Moxley gets up. Omega moves out of the way, jumps off the top rope, but ringside, so no damage there by any means. Moxley now going to roll out of the ring. Ooh! He's hit his head hard on the ring apron. Going to go for a DDT ringside into the speakers, it looks like. And now the refs trying to signal for somebody to come in to, potentially stop this match. We got a doctor coming to check on Kenny Omega. What's new? One of these finishes, huh? Moxley rolls back into the ring. We got another ref down there. Now Don Callis going to go check on Kenny Omega, as he was on commentary with good old JR, Jim Ross, Shivani, and Excalibur. So obviously this was planned. Moxley, trying to run him down. Moxley going after all the refs now, throwing them all out of the way. Going to throw Omega back into the middle of the ring. So Don Callis going to go back to commentary, actually ringside, next to Justin Roberts. And now Moxley, right hand, a few right hands now, just one after another on top of Omega. Don Callis going to get involved in this. We're going to have Austin Aries come out. Are they going to have a crazy whack finish on who this champion is going to be? Callis with a mic in his hand now too. Like, what the hell? Callis just hit Mox, and then Mox just knocked him out. We have some rose petals for some reason go flying everywhere. Now the ref aiding to Don Callis ringside on the entrance ramp. So he's not paying attention to Kenny Omega or John Moxley by any means. And then Omega with that mic right to the head of Moxley. So they use a microphone right to the head of Mox. Don Callis getting involved in this finish. Of all people. No offense, but of all people. Like, come on. And Moxley's now bleeding. Mox is now bleeding. Whether he bladed or not beats me. Really don't care. He's bleeding. Omega with a big running knee. Make that 2. Moxley is really bleeding now from the face, from his eyes. Right to the back of the neck. Omega off the ropes again into the corner with another knee. Mox on the shoulders of Kenny Omega. The winged angel cover. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye. Good night, John Moxley. You're no longer AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Kenny Omega, your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to Kenny Omega. Don Callis going to grab the title, give it to Kenny Omega. Hitting trigger after trigger, and then the one-winged angel for the finish, cover 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega, your new All Elite Wrestling AEW World Heavyweight Champion, defeating John Moxley tonight. And now Omega rushes to the back. There's Tony Khan. Khan's like, what the hell are you doing? Don Callis is leaving with Kenny Omega as the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Like, what the hell is going on now? They're just leaving. It's like Omega's stealing the championship from John Moxley with the help from Don Callis. Now they're running down the ramp. They're out back of Daly's place in Jacksonville. Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Champion. And they're going to get into a car. There's Alex Marvez just randomly standing there waiting for an interview. This... What? Are you serious? This Tuesday, says Don Callis, they storm out of the parking lot. Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. We're going to have crossover work with AEW and Impact Wrestling as we hit the closing credits. Don Callis, next Tuesday, this Tuesday. Watch out for Kenny Omega. This Tuesday, Dynamite's on Wednesday. Impact Wrestling. So we get what we've sort of known for, I mean, it's been in the works, but not knowing if, in fact, it would actually ever happen. You know, potentially AEW with New Japan. AEW with, you know, Ring of Honor. It's AEW with Impact Wrestling now moving forward. So, Too Sweet Me, good brothers, you going to be in AEW at some point down the road? Long story short, on the night, I mean, what a show by AEW, honestly. This NXT main event wrapping up. And whoever wins this, of course, is going to get the advantage for War Games, but it's all hell's broken loose right now. Everybody's taking each other out. And that should do it for NXT here. So we got War Games on Sunday. So be sure to tune in live right here on YouTube Sunday night for WWE NXT TakeOver War Games. In the meantime, Sting has debuted for AEW. Sting, the Stinger himself, is All Elite with All Elite Wrestling. He's in AEW now. And then Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, defeating the champ himself, who's held it since Revolution last February, in Jon Moxley. So now Omega is your third ever AEW World Heavyweight Champion behind Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley. You got to think, at some point, you know, Hangman's going to get involved, you know, with Kenny Omega. I mean, the list is a mile long for potential, you know, contenders for Kenny Omega's AEW World Heavyweight Championship now. I mean, not going to really get into that tonight because I really haven't thought about it, because even with me believing Omega's going to win tonight, wasn't looking that far ahead, because I honestly didn't know if they'd, you know, put the title on him or not. If Moxley would retain or Omega would become new champion. And the latter, you know, of course, came to fruition, and Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion once again. But then they break the news, they tease this Tuesday. So we're all going to have to watch Impact Wrestling next Tuesday now on Access TV. 6 days. It'll be a doubleheader with Tuesday night NFL football, Ravens and Cowboys. Cowboys in Baltimore taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams coming off losses this past week. And then Impact Wrestling on Access with a potential merger working together, at least for now, you know, from that little tease with AEW and Impact Wrestling. Don Callis, you got to tune into Impact next Tuesday to find out what Omega's going to have to say moving forward. So Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe AEW is going to buy out Impact. I don't think they'd go that far right now. But, you know, maybe something along those lines down the road where you have 2 AEW shows with what you have now, okay, AEW Dark on YouTube. But it's going to be interesting. no doubt about it, it's going to be interesting. I'd have to do some more thinking on this. Of course, moving forward, we got until next week to figure it out. But it seems like AEW and Impact are going to be working together moving forward, starting tonight now after Kenny Omega has just become the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Jon Moxley in tonight's main event of AEW Dynamite. Winner is coming, with Sting debuting and then Kenny Omega becoming the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So I'll leave it at that for now. I honestly don't know what else to say right now, because nothing else is coming to my mind. Thinking about what could potentially happen moving forward, unless they are going to merge and it's all going to be AEW moving forward. An invasion angle of some sort or something along those lines. But this just gives us another reason to watch, for God's sakes. Especially to close out the year, entering 2021 next year, a month from yesterday. So hopefully everyone's staying safe. No doubt about that here in 2020 with coronavirus, COVID-19. But I'll leave it at that for the time being, and we'll go from here. And we'll have to see how it all unfolds moving forward, how they book it, how it's portrayed by us fans, of course, and then from here on out, I mean, with all these companies, the future is bright for it all. It's just a matter on if we us fans give it a shot, and we have for AEW. They're going to be going into their since all in. Okay, now it's all out. We've had, as they're going to be going on their third full year. Okay, as a company though, for AEW, it's going to be going on their full second year, beginning next month. But they know what the hell they're doing. Okay, you got the Young Bucks as your AEW World Tag Team Champions, along with Kenny Omega now as your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. It's progress. It's one little thing at a time, day after day after day. Building the company, and they've done it from my perspective, in my opinion, the right way, especially with just, like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day, but the way wrestling is nowadays compared to, how it used to be. There's not as many people not necessarily watching anymore, but people that used to watch that aren't watching anymore are back to watching because of what AEW is doing. So, excited to see what the future holds for All Elite Wrestling, honestly, with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. That's the elite right there, as your World Heavyweight Champion and your World Tag Team Champions. So that's it for AEW and NXT. Shotzi Blackheart ended up winning the advantage, so it'll be Team Shotzi with the advantage come Sunday at War Games for NXT TakeOver War Games, and those two men's and women's War Games matches. We'll see what the future holds for Finn Balor as NXT champion moving forward after TakeOver on Sunday, because he's not on the card. He's still battling his injury. Not a full go as of yet. I mean, they've had him on TV, but action-wise, in-ring, it probably won't be until the end of next month, end of January, early February for, the road to WrestleMania, I'm thinking right now. But the future's bright for both, and that's AEW and NXT, but AEW now aligning themselves with TNA Impact Wrestling. I mean, is Impact gonna turn into what it used to? I mean, hell, you got Sting now. I mean, Sting used to be in TNA. I mean, the dominoes line up, okay? But do they all fall accordingly? I get you're going to have bumps in the road, and I get it takes time, but over the course of the time, however long, does it work? The answer right now is yes, but, you still got, unless the world's going to end, from now until whenever, to figure it out and finish it. I mean, look at the WWE, for God's sakes. They've been around for how long? Like, they didn't get to this point that they're at today when they first started. Okay? That's what they want overnight success, and just how the way the world is today. It's not like that. It's never going to be like that. And if you do get that, you're right at rock bottom a month later. I don't care what it is. But sometimes you could stay on top. Most part, no. But just overall, excited to see what's going to happen with AEW moving forward, honestly. Especially with Kenny Omega now, your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So I'll leave it at that for now, like I said. So we'll see what the future holds. But thank you for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. As always, links in the description below. Be sure to tune in this upcoming weekend. College football live reactions, Penn State Rutgers. Sunday, we'll see about an early NFL game with the situation going on there with CBS and Fox. Not honestly knowing right now what game is going to be on my area for one, and then CBS and Dish with Nexstar button heads off of the air at this point in time. But this upcoming weekend, be sure to tune in live right here on YouTube for live reactions. Play of college football, Penn State Rutgers on Sunday, WWE NXT TakeOver War Games for sure. And then on Monday for the first of the doubleheader on Monday Night Football with the Washington football team, the Redskins, up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. We're past Full Gear for AEW, on the road to Revolution. Bash at the Beach next month. They're changing the name due to copyright. From what I heard, it's going to be a Beach Break. Or something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken, from what I saw. So not that much of a difference, but, show goes on, one way or another. Like, they had fans there tonight. I'm sure how many people watched, especially after Sting debuted and then Omega won the damn title, tuning in to, see the closing seconds of tonight's AEW Dynamite. But, just overall excited to see what the future's going to hold for AEW moving forward with Omega and the Bucks as your world and tag team champions right now. So that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. That's me, as always. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links, as always, in the description below. That thumbs up button, share, keep those chat questions and comments rolling through during any live stream, for that matter. But I'll say goodbye and good night with Kenny Omega as your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Sting debuted around the 9 o'clock hour following the Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes Team Taz tag team match. Teased, what could potentially come out of that. Sting will speak next week on AEW, but Kenny Omega, for the most part, seems like he's going to be on Impact next Tuesday as your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, as that's what Don Callis, teased as they, drove out of the parking lot and closed out the show with Moxley in the ring, bloody face and all, losing his AEW World Heavyweight title, losing his first ever match in AEW as well here tonight. So, that'll do it. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. As always, links in the description below. Goodbye and good night. Bang bang, Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion.